I definitely wanted to run over some numbers that today's the first day of March. So the first 2 months of the new year, these numbers kind of come out slowly. It takes a while for some of these companies to compile this data. So it comes out usually over the first couple of months, and we've got some good numbers from 2021 now that I wanted to go over with you guys and talk about a video and these numbers and how this affects what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to throw some out there to start with, and then I'm going to run into some different changes and how they're taking place. So first of all, for 2021, 84% of consumers said that they have been convinced to buy a product or use a service, like a real estate agent, after watching a video. They're twice as likely to share videos than other types of online content. So if you want to make a video and you want to have that shared with other folks, you have twice the opportunity, twice the chance to get that done if it's a video versus other type of content. So some of the key changes and key points, and this first one has really been happening over the last maybe 2 years, kind of started during the pandemic. So the very first point is, this is going to shock some of you, live video. Okay. The pandemic in 2020 changed how live video is really being used, and the halted in-person events, canceled things. The demand for live video went through the roof, and you would think as those things return that it would just crater out, but it's not. Folks are used to it now, and the demand for live video is actually growing. On Facebook, they just released a stat that live videos get watched 3 times longer than pre-recorded content. 3 times. Now, live video is much harder than pre-recorded content because you have to be on your game to do it, and you have to be prepared to do it. And that means planning in advance, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. But if you're good at it and you can do it, the reward is definitely there. The next point for video for 2022 is smartphone video production. You have an immensely powerful video production machine right there in your pocket. I would hold mine up, but it's just so it happens, it's in the other room being used to record a video. Here's the key. You have to know how to use it. You can't just turn the camera on and make a video, and with all these other tools floating around out there, you need to know, you got to stay on top of the tips, the trends, the new apps, ways to make these incredibly powerful videos just using your smartphone. And I meet with folks every week who are consistently learning and consuming the new ways to do that using nothing more than the smartphone in their pocket. And so it's possible, and it's not only possible, it's being done every single day. All right, so use your smartphone. That is an incredible camera, especially the last 2 generations of both iPhone and Android for the last 2 years.
So Rob,
the older ones.
Let me jump in there. Let me jump in there real quick on that point, then I'm going to jump out. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's Mike.
Oh, I had the volume way down. I couldn't hear you.
Hey, so that's Rob's role here, is to show you how to do that, not to do it for you. Okay. The worst use of Rob's time and talent is to have him sitting in a dark room editing your videos up for you. I know that's what you want, but you don't want that. Why? Well, I'm going to tell you why. I'm just going to answer my own question. How's that? That way I get a really smart answer. The reason why is because then, while it's nice and convenient, real tasty and tight, you like that. Yeah, but when Rob decides that he's had enough of real estate agents and doesn't want to do this anymore, then you're stuck. You don't have any more skills than you did today. What you want to learn is how to do it. And that's what he's here for, not to do it for you, other than as long as you have somebody else fishing for you, you never learn how to fish. Okay. All right. I'll jump back out. Back to you, Rob.
Great point. Great point. All right. So smartphone production, come see me. I will teach you how to use that thing like a well-oiled machine. All right. The next point I want to make is you've been bombarded with the phrase SEO forever. And there's a new phrase for 2022, and it's SOV. Okay. SEO is largely automatic for you guys, for incredibly small businesses on the platforms that you're using. However, SOV is in and something that requires you to pay attention to. You need to focus on 3 areas. It stands for search optimized videos, by the way. You need to focus on 3 areas. Relevance. How relevant is the content you're creating to the consumer that you're trying to show it to and get to consume it? Consistency. How consistent are you doing this? Is it sporadic? Is it all over the place? Or are you on a regular schedule with your production and posting? And the third one is back-end optimization. I'll explain that what that is in just a second, okay? Be sure your videos have a clear goal in mind before you start making them. Make them relevant to the consumers. Answer their questions. And you hear these questions, you get it from potential clients, from potential customers. You get it from other real estate agents who tell you that folks are asking these types of questions. Answer those questions. You can use things like TubeBuddy to look up what folks are searching for. That's them asking a question, okay? Make sure that you have a clear topic in mind. And when you're creating a video, make sure it's interesting to watch, okay? Make sure it's something that you would want to watch. How about that? Make sure that when you watch it back, you go, that's good. I would actually watch it that. Here's what you should do. Yeah, I show it to my wife when I make a video. You can show it to whoever else you want to. Make sure you show it to somebody, and they will tell you if they're your good friend. They will be honest and they will tell you, yeah, that's great, or I didn't really get the ending. I didn't understand what you were trying to say. And then you should go back to the drawing board on that one. Okay.
Send it to me. I'll tell you the truth.
There you go. Shoot it to Mike. He will absolutely tell you the cold hard truth. Next, and this is one of the things that's actually carries more weight than you think it does. Be consistent. Set what days of the week that you want to make videos, or better yet, set the days that you want to post the videos, and then work backwards from there on your scheduling. You have to if I want to post a video on Tuesday, guess what? I'm not recording that video on Tuesday, most likely. If I want to edit it, if I want to send it to Mike to see what he says, if I want to send it to me, if I want to ask another agent and then make changes, I'm going to probably need to record that on Monday or Sunday. So work a little bit in advance, but be consistent. And it works just like traditional SEO, guys. Consistency is highly valued in the algorithms and where you rank in search results. So consistency is key. I know you hear that phrase all the time. It applies to other stuff. Consistent video content is key. Okay. Finally, on that part, on SOV, do not forget one of the most important pieces. And I see it every day. I mean, people come in here every day and they go, yeah, I made a video and I put it on YouTube, but it didn't really get any views. And I said, well, let's take a look at it. And we pull it up. There's no tags. There's no description. The key things are missing that are going to help get that video displayed for your folks. And that also applies on Facebook as well. There are tags on Facebook that you may not be aware of when you're posting a video. If you're not, just come see me. I'll be glad to walk you through it. It's really, 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 really pretty simple. Once you know where to look, they don't always make it easy for you guys to find. But tags, keywords and descriptions, appropriate thumbnail images, all of those things kind of work together to drive engagement, okay?
So Rob, I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
Tell us again what the term SOV stands for.
Search optimized video.
Okay. And what does that mean?
That means Well, first of all, take one step back. The word optimization, when you were working with it with SEO, it meant you're creating content that you're manipulating to show up higher in the rankings for search engines. You're doing the same thing with your video product. You're actually making sure that it has every piece of the puzzle that it needs so that it shows up well in search results, whether it's YouTube, Facebook. That means delivering it to the correct audience. The search engine results in Google are now actually putting video thumbnails on the side of the search results. If you want your video to show up in places like that, you have to tell Google and Facebook and all the powers that be exactly what your video is about and why that person searching for it would be interested in seeing it.
Okay, now I tell them what my video is about. How?
Using tags.
Okay,
and
that's why tags are important.
Very important. And it's ironic.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let's don't get ahead of ourselves. Okay. So if I wanted, I'm just going to make something up. If I wanted to make a video about how to get your house ready to put on the market for sale in Roswell, Georgia, what would be an example of a good tag for that?
Oh, that's a good exercise. Your tags they're numerous for something like that. They're going to be, first of all, your name, Century 21, Connect Realty if you're here, sell my house, sell my house, SELL, and sell my house, SALE, because that's the population, that's folks. Sell my house by myself, Roswell, Georgia, Atlanta. They're going to run that whole list.
Okay, if I don't do that, then is it correct that in order for somebody to find my video, they're going to have to go searching for me individually?
They will.
They will. So
yes.
We don't really believe that many people are going to Google and searching for Mike Pruitt, right? We would say most people might be going to Google and say, how to sell my home in Roswell, Georgia.
Yeah,
and they're looking for information on how to get that done. If I don't tag my videos appropriately, they won't be able to find it.
Right. And tagging is only half of it. You have to make sure that that phrase appears in the either title or the description of the video as well. That's the other part of the relevance factor when they're serving up videos.
Okay, Rob, this isn't what I got a real estate license for. This is, hold on. We're completely off track here. I got a real estate license so that I could drive people around in my S-Class Mercedes and show them very nice luxury homes. And then we go to lunch for 2 hours and then they buy one. That's what I got a real estate. Why are we talking about making videos and optimizing them and all this stuff? That is not what I intended when I became a real estate agent.
Well, how do you think those customers are going to find you?
So well, I'm pretty charming and everybody likes me. So all my friends and family will just drum up business for me.
Oh, okay. Well, things changed while you were getting your license, and real estate agents are really content creators. You're content creators just like people you see on TV, just like television show producers.
Are you telling me that if I don't do this, I'm not likely to have any customers, and then I'm not likely to be able to buy my S-Class Mercedes?
Exactly, because the real estate agent sitting next to you will do this, and that person will be found when people go searching for phrases like how to sell my house in Roswell, Georgia, and you will not.
Okay, so let's pause there. I hope you heard that. As a matter of fact, Rob, can you say that again?
Sure. No, they're not going to find you because the real estate agent sitting next to you or sitting across the street from you is going to do this. And when they go searching for the words, how to sell my house in Roswell, Georgia, they're going to find that person and they're not going to find you.
Okay, folks, if you miss that point, you miss everything. Did you know there's over 50,000 licensed real estate agents in Metro Atlanta? 50,000. making it the second highest concentration of real estate agents in North America. Only Toronto has a higher concentration. And there is a trend going on within our industry. There's actually multiple things. You are living history right now. I think we feel it in that things feel like they're changing so fast every day. But here's one of the things that is changing the fastest. More and more agents are going to do less and less business this year. And some, the very top level, is going to continue to do more. It is going to become very, very common for individual agents to sell between 50 and 100 homes a year. That's going to become very common. Every office is going to have a number of agents that do that. And the rest, so that's the top 2 or 3% agents out of 50,000. Okay, so you're talking about maybe 100. The other 49,900 agents are going to do less and less because that top level agent is taking their business. It is migrating away from the weak, mediocre, uncommitted, unskilled agent and migrating to the more highly skilled, more modern agent. And here's why. And if this scares you, it should. It's called productive paranoia. There are some things that scare the living daylights out of us, and they should. This is one of them. Here's why. Because just exactly what Rob's talking to you about today. The consumer is more able today than ever before, and it'll be more so every day, to decide which agents they do and do not want to work with. If you don't have a strong online presence, if you don't have a robust video library, if they're not able to find it, if you don't have robust online reviews, testimonials, you are going to get left behind. There is no doubt. You are already getting left behind. And you might feel that in your inability to pay bills each month. And you might feel frustrated, like, I should be making more money than this, and I'm just not. And I wonder what I'm doing wrong. And what Rob would say to you if you were in his office is, well, let's pull you up online and see what we find. And that's what your consumers are doing. And they're deciding either to work with you or to not work with you. That's what the top level agents have figured out. The game's changed. You could end up being the best real estate agent nobody knows about if you don't get over your desire to pay attention to how you feel every day. Well, making videos makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't care. There's lots of things that make me feel uncomfortable. I still have to do them. We've got to be doing this now because this is what consumers are doing. They're going, one of your friends might recommend to them, hey, you should really talk to Tracy about getting your home sold. And they go, okay, well, I've had some other agents recommended me too. Let's go online and take a look at Tracy. I can't even find Tracy. She doesn't have a Google My Business page, which is now called what, Rob?
Google Business Profile.
Google Business Profile. See, they keep changing the names, Rob.
They do.
I sound like an old man, don't I? I want the stuff at the grocery store to stay on the same shelf in the same location forever. I don't like Nike changing up their shoes all the time. Just when I find a model that works for me, they change it.
Yeah. This
is the world today, right? We go online. Tracy was one of the people recommended to me. I can't find Tracy. There's nothing here about her. I can't see any reviews or testimonials. She doesn't have a Google My Business page. She doesn't have a YouTube page that I can find. She doesn't look very active. Okay. Well, this other gal, Ami was recommended to me. Oh, look at all this. Ami has this and this and this, and it looks very polished and up to date, modern. Which one looks like the better agent? Do you think I'm even going to talk to Tracy? Probably not. Probably not. I'm just going to talk to Ami. Ami, you win. Tracy, you didn't even know you were in the conversation. Now, Tracy's going to have her feelings hurt. Well, I just don't understand. But then again, were you a modern agent? What Rob just said to you is the most important thing that anybody can say to you today. It's one thing to be making the videos. It's another thing to make them findable. Does that make sense? Let's open it up to questions. We've got just a few minutes left.
I got 3 more quick points, Mike, if I can. I'll try to make
go.
Very quick. All right. Attention span all-time low for last 2021, never been recorded lower. Use the stories features on Facebook and Instagram both. All right. Tell quick, relative, entertaining stories. Get in, get out, and post that content consistently. Captions, incredibly important stat right here, guys. 2021, 85% of videos on Facebook were watched without sound. Never turned it on. Silent. When you add a video to Facebook, it's incredibly simple to add your captions too. Make sure you do that. On the right-hand column, it says captions. You click on it, wait a few seconds, it'll auto-generate your captions, then review them because it is artificial intelligence doing it, and God knows what they're going to put in there. Fix the words that are bad, and then you can post. And the last point is have a strategy. Don't just wake up and think, I want to make a video today, and be random all over the place. I have several agents that I meet with every single week in here come to me with a plan for the week to review of their strategy. It's like, I have, I want to do this theme for this week, or this is part of my theme for the whole month. Really, 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 really important, guys. Kind of stick with it. All right. And that's my 6, 7 points for video marketing. So now we can open it up for questions.
So, I think there's some really good news in there. Okay. So 3 reasons why we don't make videos. I don't know what to say. I don't like how I look, and I don't like how I sound. Well, Rob just said nobody's listening to you anyhow. So now you only have 2 objections to doing it.
Good point. Good point.
I want to hear from you guys. Let's open it up. I'll unmute, jump in. Guggen, what you got?
Yeah, I would just say to Rob and yours point, for the hashtags, especially on most of these social medias, if you put the hashtag, it tells you how many millions of views of people are looking for that hashtag. So what I look for, like if you hashtag house, they'll say like 1.2 billion people versus home is like 100 million. So if you put more of the larger searches, not saying I'm a genius because I don't get thousands and thousands of views, but it does help to kind of see how many people are searching for that hashtag.
So
absolutely does. Good point.
Casey Sears is really good at this. Casey's in my office yesterday telling me about what he did on Sunday afternoon. He has 7 people that wanted to buy or sell a home. He was writing or negotiating 7 different sets of contracts, put 7 properties under contract Sunday afternoon. And I said, Casey, where did all these customers come from? He goes, my online activities. I'm like, all of them? He goes, yeah, all 7. You know how much money he spent to capture all 7 of those? Can we all just say it together, please? 1, 2, 3.
0.
It's free. Most of it's free. But if you got a little bit of money to spend, a little, because I don't like spending money. But Rob, I want you to take 30 seconds and talk about what you're going to be discussing tomorrow at 10:30 in our office. Folks, listen to this. I think you want to be here for this. What are we going to talk about?
All right, we're going to talk about ads that follow you around the internet, follow your customers around the internet. So your ad that follows them everywhere they go. If they go to CNN.com, there's a box with your ad on it. They think, man, Ami's on CNN.com? That's fantastic. They go to ESPN.com, they go to Amazon, they go to Facebook. Your ad follows them everywhere they go. It's a constant reminder that you are who you are and you do what you do for a living. So when they're ready to buy a house, you beat them to death with your face and your name.
So this happens to all of us, right? I mean, God forbid you just like pause for 10 seconds on any ad and then it'll haunt you everywhere you go. So Rob, for like Guggen, this follows you around everywhere on the internet. So all those inappropriate websites he goes to, it'll follow him there too.
All of them. You'll see that content and then his face right beside it.
We're going to show you how this works, how you can do it for yourself, how you can control your investment, what the point of diminishing returns is, what's too little, what's too much. Okay. So if you've ever wondered how this works, and if you've ever thought that would probably be way too expensive for me to do, come join us tomorrow. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yep.
Any questions before we let you go? Okay, thanks for jumping on with us today. Let's go sell some houses.